Hey Bixies, Lady here. We're gonna talk about stuff because that's what we do, and my nose is stuffy and I sound really nasal, which probably makes me sound like super Cali for the day. So today we're gonna be talking about Morgan Le Fay, who came out yesterday in Smite. And, you know, I've mixed opinions. I think she's actually stronger than I expected her to be in quite a few ways, but at the same time, while performing better than I expected in both a team scenario and in a late game setting, and there's reasons for that that I'll explain in a sec, I still kind of maintain my earlier opinion, in which case I was kind of like, she's boring, and that I don't really get the idea. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, eh? So, first off, do I think she's strong right now? Yes. And that's because, one, each of her abilities do damage, and her cooldowns are super low. Which means she has, like, consistent poke. Her chase is actually really decent because of her base cooldowns and her, well, synergy between her kit. That being, her first ability can fear, slow, and okay, no one cares about the decoy right now, let's be completely honest, but it can fear and slow. That combined with the fact that she can also knock up and back, which you're probably not going to use in a chase scenario so much, and of course that she can stop you from using a mobility ability while also increasing her own mobility base movement speed with her third ability, and her ulti, which will increase her strafing and movement and all like that omnidirectionally, is actually really, really potent, especially late game. The thing is that despite all of this being true, she's also like weirdly overtuned and undertuned, I'd say, because her first ability is just a fear. Like right now, there's really no reason to use her other aspects of her first ability because it's kind of clunky. It's like kind of awkward to switch into, which could just be because, you know, I've played probably a grand total of 5 matches with her and I'm not used to it, but it doesn't feel very good to me to switch into the different aspects. Also, and I feel like other people have probably said this, the fact that the like second ability in her first ability, so her slow, is only activated when she has the second tick of the ability, also just doesn't feel very good when that has such a long delay. Because like the fear, you know, that one activates pretty quickly and it's very potent by itself, and I just don't ever find myself in a scenario where I want to use the slow, really, because the fear is so potent. It sets up so well, and the first ability does decent damage, and if you get feared in a late game scenario and you have any other sort of like control lockdown that is thrown on top of you in that moment, you're probably dead. Also, Morgan is probably just gonna kill you anyway if you've gotten feared, and she has like a decent aim with her abilities. Is that me? No. She's not really my cup of tea, I'm gonna be real. But yeah, like if you are up against a Morgan that can hit you, you know, you're probably dead, because again, each of her abilities also deal decent damage, which is the other thing. If she can wombo combo you with like any combination of her 1, 2, 3, it's probably gonna be like her 1. Yeah, honestly, it'll probably be like 1, 2, 3, or 3, 1, 2, or something along those lines, because you want to lock them down, poke them from afar, and then probably finish them off with the dragon, especially if you're using the fear, because the fear will, you know, keep you from like moving in the way that you want, and you can do this pretty instantaneously, which, you know, cool. So yeah, you know, she's both better than I expected and about what I expected, honestly. Her lane pressure in mid is honestly much better than I expected to go up against, which again goes back to the fact that she has like 3 decently damaging abilities, all of which are vaguely linear except for her first ability, which, you know, gives her decent pressure. And from what I've experienced so far, would I say that she's like an early game goddess? No. I do think that she's strongest in the late game and especially in teamfight scenarios, but I think that's like generally not a surprise. I kind of view her as like a magical Danzaburo in the sense that she offers a lot of CC while also offering consistent poke and damage at the same time, which synergizes really well with other high CC characters, which again isn't a surprise when you consider the fact that like pretty much every single god that's been released for years has just had progressively more CC in their kit. So, you know, that's fine. But she actually performs better in mid than I expected her to. I thought that she would feel kind of open, exposed, and weak. And I don't really think that's the case, because again, each and every one of her abilities do decent amount of damage, and do decent amount of damage away from her and in a semi-linear fashion. So as long as you're keeping pressure, and as long as you are paying attention, you're warding, and you're not overextending yourself, honestly, she has like really solid pressure against most laners, I would say. That being said, I will say that my personal favorite way to play her isn't to actually put her in mid, but I kind of like doing a double mage setup with her and putting her in the ADC lane and running a warrior support with a more typical burst mage in the mid, and then everything else more or less the same. And okay, that's enough talking. I could keep talking, but I feel like I've said what I needed to say. Yo, that's it. Yeah, my stream. You should totally check me out. I'm gonna go now, because it's 4 in the morning and boiling alive. It says it's 74 degrees in here. That's a lie. That's a lie. It feels like it's like 90 something. And yeah, okay. Love your faces. See you soon. I'm probably live if you wanted to hang out and watch me be trash at Smite. Great.